So, have you ever had that feeling like when you're all set to start a 3D printing project and you're like so excited to see it come to life?
Yep.
But then you realize like, oh man, I'm limited to just one color of filament.
Oh, yeah.
It's like being given a coloring book,
Right.
but only having one single crayon to use.
Totally.
Talk about a creativity killer.
It is, and it's kind of surprising when you think about it, how far printing technology has come. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I mean, we've had color inkjets and laser printers forever.
Right.
They blend inks like it's nothing
Yeah.
to make a whole spectrum of shades and everything.
Uh-huh.
But 3D printing at home, it's like stuck in monochrome.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been that way for too long.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're stuck in the dark ages of 3D printing.
Yeah.
But hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to change.
Wow.
Creality, the company that's known for making 3D printing affordable, they just made a huge announcement at CES 2025.
Oh, wow.
They unveiled the Hi-Combo, and it's a multicolor 3D printer that's not going to break the bank.
Right.
And when I say that, I mean it. It's
Right.
priced under $500.
That's amazing. That's a game changer for sure.
Totally. To get the scoop on this potential game changer, we looked at a fantastic article from Tom's Hardware.
Oh, nice.
And they even got their hands on the Hi-Combo at CES.
Wow.
So we're going to break down all the exciting details right here.
Sounds good. I'm excited to hear more about this. Hi-Combo. What makes it so special?
Well, first, let's talk about that single color limitation.
Yeah.
Why has that been such a big problem with 3D printing?
Well, it all comes down to how the technology works.
Right.
Inkjet and laser printers, they just mix colored inks.
Uh-huh.
And that gives them like a huge range of colors.
Yeah.
But 3D printers melt and extrude plastic filament.
Right.
And that means you're limited to the color of the filament you're using.
So basically no mixing and matching colors like we're used to with other printers.
Exactly.
So you end up with a single color for a whole print, unless you're willing to change filaments manually, which is a pain.
It is. It takes a lot of time and patience.
Yeah.
And there's always the risk of making mistakes.
Right.
It's not great for multicolor printing.
Nope. And that's where the Hi-Combo comes in.
Okay.
Like a superhero with all the colors of the rainbow.
I like it.
For only $469, you get this whole system that can print in multiple colors at the same time.
Wow.
And according to Tom's Hardware, the build quality is excellent.
Nice.
And the people over there were super impressed when they saw it in action at CES.
That's a fantastic price considering what it can do.
Yeah.
What's the secret to this multicolor magic?
Well, the Hi-Combo itself is a pretty awesome 3D printer,
Okay.
even without the multicolor part.
Mm-hmm.
They went with the bed slinger design.
Bed slinger.
Yeah, so the print head moves along the x-axis,
Uh-huh.
while the print bed moves on the y-axis.
Okay.
This design is known for being stable and fast.
Interesting. So instead of the print head moving in two directions, they made it more stable. Does that affect print quality at all?
Actually, it makes it better.
Really?
That sturdy metal frame and the bed slinger design help reduce vibrations,
Okay.
which leads to smoother and higher quality prints.
Ah, that makes sense. So it's like the difference between writing on a shaky table versus a solid desk.
Exactly.
That's clever. It sounds like they really put a lot of thought into the mechanics and how to make it work well.
Yeah, they really did. And get this, it comes 95% pre-assembled.
Wow.
So even if you're new to 3D printing,
Yeah.
you can have it up and running in no time.
That's great. That makes it much easier for beginners who might be intimidated by putting it all together.
Right. What other features stand out to you?
Let's see. Well, it has a direct drive extruder with metal gears
Yep.
that's known for precision and control.
Especially when working with multiple filaments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, it wouldn't be a modern 3D printer without a user-friendly touchscreen,
Of course not.
a 3.2-inch one to be exact.
You got it. And did I mention it has built-in Wi-Fi? No more messing around with SD cards or cables.
They really have thought of everything to make it convenient.
They have. But what about the actual printing capabilities?
Right. Good point. How about the build volume and print speed?
Okay, so the build volume is pretty spacious. It's 260 by 260 by 300 millimeters.
Nice.
So you have plenty of space to print all sorts of things.
Yeah.
From little figurines to functional prototypes.
Cool.
Imagine creating your own custom phone case.
Oh, that's a great idea. With that much space, you could really work on some big projects.
For sure. What about the print speed? Is it super fast or more of a slow and steady type?
I'm curious about that.
Well, it can go up to 500 millimeters per second.
Wow.
So not supersonic,
Okay.
but definitely fast enough to get the job done without having to wait forever.
It sounds like they found a good balance between speed and precision.
Yeah. And they've included other features to make the printing experience even better.
Like what?
Well, there's auto leveling,
Uh-huh.
so you get a perfectly smooth printing bed, and that takes care of a lot of the problems that beginners often face.
That's helpful.
And they've also added something called input shaping.
Okay.
It might sound technical,
It does a little.
but it basically reduces noise and vibrations,
Oh, cool.
which means you get even smoother, higher quality prints.
They've really thought of every detail to make the printing process as good as it can be.
They really have. And here's a fun bonus.
Okay.
It has a built-in camera.
What?
Yeah, so you can watch your prints remotely and keep an eye on things.
That's so cool.
And for those who are a little camera shy, there's a privacy shutter.
That's a nice touch. I like that they thought of that.
Yeah.
Now, the article said they offer the Hi printer as the standalone option for $299
Right.
without the multicolor material swisher.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
It does seem a little odd, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're already looking at a 3D printer in that price range,
Yeah.
why not go all out and get the multicolor?
That's what I was thinking. I wonder if there are any technical differences or advantages to the standalone version.
It's possible. Maybe it's more precise or faster for single color prints.
That's a great question. Maybe Tom's Hardware will find out more when they do a full review.
I hope so.
But to be honest, the multicolor option is so tempting at that price.
I agree.
It's hard to imagine not going for it.
Yeah, it's like choosing a black and white PV when you could have color for just a bit more.
Exactly. The appeal of multicolor printing is undeniable.
Especially for those who like to be creative.
All right, let's get to the heart of the matter, the real star of the show.
Okay.
The CFS, or Creality Filament System.
All right.
This is where the multicolor magic really happens.
I'm all ears. I'm
Huh.
excited to hear how it works. It's obviously the key to the Hi-Combo, being able to switch between filaments during a print.
And it's pretty ingenious, actually.
Okay.
The CFS is a small unit that holds 4 spools of filament,
Uh-huh.
and it loads and unloads them automatically as you need them.
That's convenient.
Like, say you're printing a model car.
Yeah.
You can have a red body, black tires, yellow headlights, all in one go without even touching it.
No more switching filaments by hand or trying to glue different colored parts together.
Exactly.
That's a total game changer. It opens up so many possibilities for making complex and beautiful 3D prints.
It really does. And it gets even better.
Oh.
You can actually connect up to 4 of these CFS units together.
Wait, really? So you could have like 16 different colors.
Yep, 16 amazing colors to unleash your creativity.
That's incredible.
Sure, the extra CFS units cost $299 each,
Okay.
but you save a little if you buy them with the Hi-Combo.
So it's like having a whole rainbow at your disposal.
Exactly, I know, right?
But how does this system compare to what else is out there?
Yeah.
The article mentioned the Bambu Lab A1 as a competitor in the same price range.
It is, but it sounds like its material switching system isn't as advanced. It's not enclosed, so it might be more likely to get dust and stuff in it.
Right.
And it can only hold 4 filament rolls.
Okay, so it seems like Creality might be ahead when it comes to features and expandability. Though Tom's Hardware did say they like the A1.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see how they compare in a future review.
I can't wait for that comparison.
It will be like a clash of the titans.
Definitely. But overall, it seems like Creality is making a big effort to make multicolor 3D printing accessible to everyone with the Hi-Combo.
Absolutely.
The price and the advanced features
Yeah.
make it a really attractive option.
For hobbyists, educators, anyone who wants to get creative with color.
It's a super exciting time to be into 3D printing.
I know, it feels like we're seeing a revolution in creativity.
Who knows what amazing things people will be printing in the years to come?
That's a great question.
Mm.
It makes you wonder what the impact of affordable multicolor printing will be on different industries in our lives.
Yeah, great question.
We'll dive deeper into that after a quick break.
Sounds good. It's really amazing to see how fast this technology is developing.
Yeah, it's true.
A few years ago, a multicolor 3D printer under $500 would have sounded like something straight out of science fiction.
I know, right? It feels like we're about to see an explosion of creativity,
Yeah.
like a renaissance or something.
What do you wonder what's next?
Will we be printing our dinner with multicolor food printers?
Ha ha, maybe one day. I'm not sure I'm ready to give up my chef's knife for a food cartridge just yet.
Yeah.
But speaking of changing the game, let's get back to the Hi-Combo and how it could impact things.
Okay.
You mentioned prototyping and custom designs earlier?
Yeah, imagine what architects and product designers could do with this.
Yeah.
They could print a full-color model of a building or a new gadget with all the details and textures.
It's like taking a virtual design and making it real right away.
Exact.
No more waiting for expensive prototypes or trying to picture something from a 2D screen.
It allows for faster changes, more realistic visualizations, and ultimately better designs.
Right, and it's not just for professionals.
Yeah, that's true.
Hobbyist makers, students,
Anyone, really.
they can all bring their ideas to life in full color without needing a ton of money.
It's like giving everyone the power to create.
Exactly. The barriers to entry are getting lower and lower.
And that's a great thing.
I bet we'll see Etsy shops filled with custom-designed, multicolor phone cases, jewelry toys.
Oh, definitely.
The only limit is your imagination.
And it's not just about looks.
Right.
Think about what this could do for education.
Oh, yeah. Imagine kids in a classroom designing and printing 3D models of molecules or historical artifacts or even whole ecosystems.
That would be awesome.
It's a whole new way of learning.
Yeah, it makes learning hands-on and interactive.
And because it's so affordable, more schools and families can get access to this technology.
Exactly. It levels the playing field and opens up opportunities for everyone.
It's like we're giving everyone a superpower, the power to create.
I love that.
It's pretty inspiring.
It is. But of course, with any new technology, we need to think about the downsides too.
That's a good point. We shouldn't get carried away with the excitement and forget about the potential problems. The article mentioned that the Hi-Combo can handle up to 16 different colors.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
It is.
But is it difficult to manage all those filaments?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Is there a steep learning curve?
I think so. While the CFS system seems easy to use, there's probably some complexity involved in switching filaments and making sure the colors blend smoothly.
Right. It's probably not as simple as just hitting print and watching it go.
Probably not.
And what about the quality of those multicolor prints?
Good question.
I wonder how well the colors mix and if there are any limitations with color accuracy or detail.
I'm sure the quality depends on a few things.
Like what?
The type of filament, the print settings,
Mm-hmm.
how experienced you are.
Right.
There's likely to be some trial and error involved.
And we can't forget about the environmental impact.
Absolutely.
3D printing already creates a lot of plastic waste.
As this technology becomes more popular, we need to be responsible about how we use it and recycle the materials.
For sure. We don't want to solve one problem and create a new one.
Exactly. I wonder how filament manufacturers will handle this growing demand for multicolor options.
Me too. Do you think we'll see more eco-friendly and sustainable materials?
I hope so. Innovation often leads to sustainability.
Sure.
So I'm optimistic that we'll see progress there. Consumers are more aware of the environmental impact of their choices these days.
Yeah.
And I think that will push the industry in a more sustainable direction.
I'm also curious about open source collaboration.
What do you mean?
Will we see communities sharing color profiles, designs, tips for getting the most out of the Hi-Combo and other multicolor printers?
Yeah, I think that's bound to happen. The 3D printing community is all about collaboration.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure we'll see tons of shared knowledge and resources for multicolor printing.
It's exciting to think about all the innovation and creativity that could come from people working together and sharing their ideas.
It really is. That's one of the best things about 3D printing.
I agree. It's constantly changing, and it's driven by a passionate community.
For sure.
It feels like a real grassroots movement,
Yeah, it is.
pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And affordable multicolor printing like the Hi-Combo is only going to speed things up.
Definitely. It's like opening the door to a whole new world.
It feels like we've stepped into the future.
It does.
Yeah,
But we need to remember that with all this potential comes responsibility.
absolutely.
We have to be mindful of the ethical implications and make sure this technology is used for good.
I agree. It's really important to have these conversations now.
Yeah.
To make sure we're using this powerful tool in the right way.
We talked about some challenges earlier, like
Okay.
the environmental impact and the complexity of handling all those filaments.
Right.
But what other concerns are there as this technology becomes more common?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is jobs.
What do you mean?
As 3D printing gets more advanced and easier to use, some manufacturing jobs could be lost to automation.
That's a good point. It means people will need to retrain and adapt that keep up with these changes.
We need to make sure people have the skills they need to thrive in this new world.
I agree. Another potential issue is intellectual property.
Oh, yeah, good point.
If anyone can download a design and print it at home,
Uh-huh.
how do we stop counterfeiting and protect creators' rights?
It's a tricky problem. We'll need new ways to deal with copyright and intellectual property in the digital age.
It's a bit like the Wild West out there.
Yeah.
We have to find ways to protect creators while also encouraging innovation and making things accessible.
It's a tough balance to find.
It is. So where do we go from here?
That's a big question.
What should people be thinking about as they consider this new world of multicolor 3D printing?
I think the main takeaway is that this technology is no longer something we just imagine.
Yeah.
It's real, it's
Yeah.
affordable, and it can change how we create, learn, and experience the world around us.
For sure.
It's a powerful tool that can do amazing things,
Hmm.
but it can also be misused.
It's like having a magic wand.
Yeah,
We can use it to create incredible things, but we also have to be careful not to accidentally turn anyone into a frog or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
And as this technology keeps changing, it's crucial to stay informed and talk about it,
Yeah.
and to think about both the good and the bad. It's not just about getting excited, but also about using it responsibly.
It's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Embracing innovation, but also thinking about its impact on society and the environment.
Right. It's something we all need to think about,
Exactly. So it's a journey we're all on together.
like that.
And the future of multicolor 3D printing is in our hands.
What a thought-provoking way to wrap things up.
But before we let you go,
Yeah.
we have one last question for our listeners.
Okay.
If you could have a 16-color 3D printer, like the Hi-Combo, what would you make?
Let your imagination go wild. What would you bring to life in full color? What problems would you solve? What amazing things would you share with the world?
We'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you, print a tiny model of your dream house,
Oh, yeah.
complete with landscaping and tiny furniture?
That would be cool. Or maybe a historical artifact that you've always been fascinated by.
That's a great idea.
But now in full color with incredible detail.
It's really amazing to think about all the possibilities.
It is. It makes you wonder what other amazing innovations and creative things we'll see as this technology gets better and easier to use.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time to be alive. It feels like we're on the edge of a whole new era of personalized creation.
And like we've been talking about, it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how we use it to make a better future.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool, and it's up to us to use it responsibly and ethically.
If you want to learn more about the Creality Hi-Combo,
Yeah.
check out the full article on Tom's Hardware.
They have some really cool close-up pictures of the printer and the CFS material switcher in action.
Yeah, it's impressive how small and user-friendly they've made the whole system.
It is. And if you're interested in learning more about the world of 3D printing, keep an eye out for future deep dives.
Okay.
We'll be exploring other amazing breakthroughs and the endless possibilities of this technology.
Sounds good.
Because trust me, this is just the beginning.
I believe it.
Who knows what we'll be printing in the future? Maybe even that gourmet meal we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
All right, everyone, happy printing.
Have fun.
And remember, the only limit is your imagination.